Hey there, Internet. This is Anarchy in the 603, and welcome back to another postcard from your friendly neighborhood anarchist. It's nobody's favorite, quality-free, unedited, off-the-dome content, because I got nothing else to do with my time, honestly. It's raining today, again. Humidity is swelling me up like a sausage that wasn't pricked in the skin before you put it in the pan. Like, I'm gonna pop open at any time. Oof, it's terrible out here. But I'm dry, and you know, that's all I get today. That's what I get. It's New Year's Day, and I'd actually forgotten it was even New Year's Eve until about like midday yesterday. Like, it's 2024 was simultaneously extremely fast and extremely long all at the same time. That's a sentiment you've been hearing from everybody. But anyway, to get to the point of today's video, that is, if there ever is a point, I was in a couple of different comments for different creators the past couple of days. Little Bill and Tabitha Speaks Politics. And both places, the conversation ultimately led me to talk about how bothered I am by the Asian American community at large, as far as their overall rightward turn this last election, and how this whole like uproar over H-1B visas really only illustrates something that I've been saying for a long time, and that's proximity to a supremacist power does not equate true equity or freedom. It does not equal a level playing field. It does not equal actual power. Because, like, look, I live at the intersection of a lot of different corners, and I get that for folks who are monoracial or who don't really, or they're of a majority of some type, and they don't really have to think about like where they are relative to the world at large. And it can be difficult when you don't sit at a bunch of intersections like that to relate to people outside of your specific community. But that's kind of the deal about me being, you know, like, multiracial. I'm Filipino American, you know. My dad's side is like German, Scottish, Irish, Passamaquoddy, mutt mix. Then, like, you know, I'm queer, I'm disabled, I'm autistic, blah blah blah. So all of these things, all of these intersections, being female, being whatever, like, shit, in some cases being short, like, where am I in relative to the rest of the world? How am I viewed by the rest of the world, or my audience in the moment? What do they think of me? Because I am either of a margin, or I'm just other. I'm other constantly. I don't fit one neat box. So I've always got to think about this stuff. And so, like, even if I didn't know about Filipino history, and specifically the history of like American involvement in the Philippines, starting with the Spanish-American War, and how there was, you know, the millions died during that war, and then the Philippine-American War, and then the American Protectorate after the Japanese were driven from the islands. Like, even if I didn't think about that history, even if I didn't think about the history of the way the Filipino were treated in, like, Hawaii, on the pineapple plantations there, even if I didn't think about that, all I would need to do is look at the history of the Chinese Americans and the Chinese immigrants who came here to work the railways. All I would have to do is look at the way that the Japanese were treated during World War II, and how Japanese Americans, regardless of how many generations back they were born here, were sent to internment camps, and their land was stolen from them. And, you know, the irony that these folks were sent to internment camps that were frequently on Indian reservations, you know, the land of other people whose land was stolen from them. Like, time and time and time and time again, they have shown us who they are, and we have yet to believe them. That we are always going to be, if we are not the, what they consider truly American. Like, dude, I was born freaking like less than 20 miles from here, okay? And yet my whole life, you know why I don't talk with it? Okay, a lot of people that I worked with in my years in social work have no idea that this is what I really sound like. That this is, people even I grew up with in high school, they have no idea that this is what I really sound like. Because I got tired of people asking me, where are you from? And I'd say, you know, Portsmouth. And they'd say, no, where are you from? Like, from really? And I was like, here? You know, like, say what you really want to ask me. Like, questioning. I am not truly seen as American because despite being born in one of the first 13 colonies, I'm too brown to be considered American enough. If you are not considered, like, if you haven't been long enough to be white enough, like the Italians weren't white once, you know, like there's still some people that debate that. But like, unless you've been in proximity to power long enough for whiteness to be bestowed upon you by those who are, you know, who have been racialized as white, you're not considered truly American enough. Like, I had to cultivate a fake accent in order to work and not be questioned about my intelligence, my professionalism, my ability. I had to cultivate a fake accent in order to get by in high school so that people wouldn't question my right to be here. Until people like me who are born here, who were raised bilingual, who have a richness of culture that can add to the tossed salad, because this ain't no melting pot, and fuck a melting pot, by the way. Why would I want to water this mess down? Like, I may be an acquired taste, but someone out there is gonna like this taste. Like, the best foods for me are not the ones where it's all one homogenized flavor. The best foods for me are the ones that have sweet, salty, crunchy, creamy texture. I want to live in a tossed salad. I want a big fucking Cobb salad of life. I don't want oatmeal all the time. Anyway, this is your leftist rant for the morning. I can feel myself deviating from the plot already, and this is way longer than any of y'all want to listen to me yap. So, I'm going to sign off from here, but have a happy and prosperous and wonderful new year going forward. Remember to hug and love the people that you're with, because you never know what the universe has in plan for us tomorrow. Water your plants, feed your pets, tell your family and found family and friends that you give a shit. And, you know, keep fighting. Anyway, this is Anarchy in the 603, and I'm heading out.